So welcome viewers to this session. I want to handle a very basic area of chemistry called chemical symbols. And chemical symbols are a very fundamental area in which most of the students, when they fail to get that area, it becomes hard for them, especially writing the chemical formula and writing the chemical equations, because you cannot write a chemical formula until you know how to write a chemical symbol, and you cannot write a correct chemical equation until you know how to write the correct chemical formula. So I want you to stay tuned as I start this session. Keep it here so that now you know how to write the correct chemical formula. Now, a chemical symbol is just a letter. It can be either a letter or a pair of letters where you extract from either an English name or a Latin name. It could be a Latin or a Greek name. Now I'm going to go straight to the rules, because there are rules that you are supposed to have so that you write the correct chemical symbols. Now, rules for writing chemical symbols. Now, rule number one is that you ensure that the first letter of that chemical symbol is capitalized. That's the first rule. You must ensure that you write, you start with a capital letter. And then rule number two, if you have two letters, because I've told you that you can either have a single letter of a chemical symbol or you can also have a pair of letters. So if you have two letters, ensure that they are not joined. They are not joined. For example, if I write the chemical symbol of manganese, I don't write it like this. I don't join the two letters. So ensure that you don't join. And then rule number three, if you have two letters of a chemical symbol, then ensure that the first letter, as we mentioned in rule one, is capitalized. It's a capital letter. Then the second letter is a small letter. It should be a lowercase. So ensure that it is a small letter. Yeah, so that's how we ensure that we are writing the correct chemical symbols. Now, I want to go to deriving now the letters from the English name. I want to start with the English name, how we derive chemical symbol from the English names. Because you have those elements that in English name you can extract, for example, the first letter. I want to go to the first letter of the English name. Examples I have here, we have like hydrogen. Hydrogen is an English name. The chemical symbol, you take the first letter, so it has a chemical symbol of H. We have another one called boron. Boron, you take the first letter, that is B. And then we have another one like carbon. Carbon, you also take the first letter, so it is C. And then we have another one like oxygen. Oxygen, you take also the first letter, that is O. And then we have another one like nitrogen, where you also take the first letter, N. So, and then also we have several. Even fluorine, you also take the first letter, that is F. So that's why you extract the first letter of the English name. Then what about, you can still extract the first two letters of the English name. So let's go to now where you derive the chemical symbol by using the first two letters. First two letters of what? The English name. Now, examples we have like helium. Helium, the chemical symbol for helium is He, that is He. Remember what I told you, that to ensure that the first letter is a capital letter and then the second letter is a small letter. Then we have another one like beryllium. Beryllium, we also take the first two letters, so it has a chemical symbol of Be. Then we have another one like neon. We also take the first two letters, that is Ne. We have others like nickel. We take the first two letters, that is Ni. And then we have others like aluminium. We also have aluminium. Aluminium also take the first two letters, so it has Al. And then we have another one like silicon. Silicon, you also take the first two letters. There are several examples, even for argon, cobalt. Let me write for that of cobalt, because at times the student mess up when they are writing the chemical symbol for cobalt. That is CO. So the chemical symbol is CO. So don't confuse the chemical symbol for cobalt and carbon 2 oxide. Because carbon 2 oxide is CO. The two letters are capital, and this a compound, is not an element. So the reason why we write it this way, ensure the first letter is a capital, the second letter is a small letter, that is cobalt. Now I want to go to where you extract the first and the third. First and the third letter. First and third letter of an English name. For example, you have magnesium. Now magnesium, you take M and G. So it will have Mg. Then you have another one called manganese. Manganese, that is Mn. So you can imagine all of them are starting with the same letter. So they could have not given the same chemical symbol as M, because all of them, as you can see, they are starting with M. But now they have to, each element has to have its own chemical symbol. So that's why you see this one, they take the first and the third. Here the first and the third. And then another one, you have also chlorine. Chlorine, you also take the first and the third letter. So that is Cl. And then we have another one like chromium. Chromium, that is Cr. So that is Cr. So you find that those are the extracting the first and the third letter. Then I move on to the last bit, that is the first and the fourth. The first and the fourth letter. The first and the fourth letter of the English name. The first and the fourth letter of English name, like what? Platinum. Platinum. So the chemical symbol for platinum is P and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So Pt. So Pt is the chemical symbol for platinum. Now I want us to go to the Latin names. Those are our English names. Now let's go to the Latin names. Latin names. Now for the Latin names, we are also going to look at where you extract the first letter of the Latin name, like potassium. Potassium is an English name, but the Latin name for potassium is kalium. And so we normally take the first letter, which is K, and that's all the chemical symbol. So this one is Latin, and then now this one is symbol. So the chemical symbol is K. So that is the chemical symbol for potassium. Then we can also extract the first and the second letter of a Latin name. I'm going to give you examples. The first and the second letter. The first and the second letter of Latin name. Examples we have like sodium. Sodium is an English name. That's English. Then the chemical symbol for sodium is called natrium. So the chemical symbol for natrium, so we take the first and the second letter of the natrium, that is Na. So the chemical symbol for sodium is Na. So it's not S, it is Na. And then another one is iron. So the chemical symbol for iron, we don't say IR. We extract it from the Latin name called ferrum. That is Fe. And that one is Fe. Remember when you are writing the chemical symbol for iron, ensure you write it correctly, because if you just cross like this, then that one becomes a small letter. So ensure that you have not crossed that letter. So the chemical symbol is Fe. And then another one we have gold. Gold is aurum. It's aurum. So we take the first two letters, that is Au. And then we have another one called copper. Copper, the Latin name is cuprum. So we take the first two letters, so that is Cu. Remember also for copper, that's where the student messed up, especially the second letter, that is U. You can find at times some student writing as like this. So that's not correct. So it's supposed to be Cu, like that. Then I want also to look at where you extract the first and the third letter. The first and third letter. The first and third letter of the Latin name. The first and third of the Latin name. One example is silver, that is English. Now, the Latin name for silver is called argentum. That is a Latin name. So we extracted the first and the third. The first and the third. So the chemical symbol for silver is Ag, like that. Then another one is the first and the fifth letter. The first and the fifth letter. Let me just grab here. So here, the fifth letter of the Latin name. I'm going to give you an example like that. We have what you call lead. Lead. Lead, the Latin name is called plumbum. Plumbum. We take the first and the fifth letter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the chemical symbol is Pb. And then I also want to look at where you extract the first and the sixth. The first and the sixth. The sixth letter of the Latin name. Such an example is Mercury. Mercury. Mercury, the Latin name is Hydra. Gyra. You take the first and the sixth, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is Hg. So that's the chemical symbols. Now, I know we are not able to exhaust all the elements because we have over 100 known elements. In fact, there are some that have never been discovered up to now. And so those are just some of the few elements that we have. Before I end the lesson, maybe let me give you an assignment which you can work out. So I want you to just do this assignment. Write the chemical symbols of the following elements. Write the chemical symbols of the following elements. Number A, we have, let me just write the question. Write the chemical symbols of the following elements. Number A, we have carbon. Number B, we have chlorine. Number C, we have calcium. Number D, we have chromium. Then number E, we have another one. Let me give you another one. That's copper. Copper. And then F, we have copper. Now, so there is a reason why I'm giving you such an assignment, because you see all of them are starting with the same letter. So it's very important to do a lot of practice on those ones that have the same letter. Otherwise, I will continue to dig deeper in my next video on chemical symbols. Thank you. So let us meet in that session. Thank you.